right, so the heights of adult men in America are normally distributed. Remember what that means? That's the bell curve. Remember I gave you those words? That means they're like this, meaning most men are average, some are really tall, some are really short, but most are in the middle. Bell curve. With a mean, there's the middle, of 69.6 inches. That's the average height of men in America. And a standard deviation to 2.63. That's how much they vary. Because not everybody's average. Some are taller, some are shorter. How far off the middle are they on average? 2.63. The heights of adult women in America are also a bell curve. They have a lower middle, right? Women are shorter on average, and a standard deviation of 2.51. Okay, so if a man is 6'3" tall, that's a pretty tall man. What is his Z-score? And I haven't shown you how to do that yet. I will, just a second. And if a woman is 5'11", what is her Z-score? And then who is relatively taller? You know, 5'11", that's pretty tall for a woman, right? 5'11", and 6'3" is pretty tall for a man. Which one's taller compared to their gender? Do you understand the question? That's what they're really asking us. If the man is 6'3" tall, which is pretty tall for men, and the woman is 5'11", which is pretty tall for women. That wouldn't be super tall for men, but that's pretty tall for women. So which one is taller for their gender? You know what I mean? What we're trying to do right now is answer the question how. Here with, I should write it at the top. How do we compare two different groups? Well, that's not, well, how do we compare values in two different groups? That's really what we're trying to do. How do we compare values in two completely different groups, right? Men and women are just different. How are we going to do that? This is a tall man. This is a tall woman. Which one is actually taller in their gender? You know what I mean? Like compared to the 6'3" man, is he like way taller than the average man or just a little bit taller than the average man? The 5'11" woman, is she way taller than the average woman or just a little bit taller than the average woman? You know, which one is going to stand out more in their gender? That's the question we're trying to answer. We're trying to give you a feel. So how can you do that? How in the world can we compare values in two different groups? We can't just say, well, look, the man is taller than the woman, so he's taller and that's it. No, that's not right, right? We can't just say man's taller than the woman and end of story. That, you know, men are taller in general, so maybe he's not taller compared to his group. How do we do it? Well, we need something called the Z-score. That's the answer. The Z-score, we use the Z-score. That's the tool they designed. It's been designed in the statistical world for comparing values in two different groups, Z-score. And what the Z-score is, it's the score minus the mean divided by the SD, the standard deviation. Whoops, sorry. There it is. That's the formula for Z-score. That's on the formula sheet I showed you, the exam one notes that's in our Canvas course shell, that has that formula right on it already. Let's do it. So for the women, or the man, we'll do the man first down here. His Z-score is going to be his score. What's his score? His height. 6'3". Oh, we got to figure that out, don't we? 6 feet times 12 inches per foot, right? Remember, there's 12 inches per every foot. That's going to be 72 inches. Plus 3 is 75 inches. So the man that's 6'3", that means he's 75 inches altogether. You tracking with me? We have to change it to pure inches. Why? Because all the rest of the numbers are inches. There's no feet being used anywhere else. Well, I mean, there is for the woman, but we're going to change that one as well. So does that make sense? I just took the 6 foot times 12 inches in every foot, which is 72, and then I added 3 because he's 6'3", 75 inches. So the man's score is 75 inches. That's his score, his height. The mean, they told me the mean for men is right here, 69.6. That's the average height for men, divided by the standard deviation for men is 2.63. Okay, so we have to calculate that on our calculator. So now to do it, remember guys and gals, this is an easy mistake to make. You have to hit equals up here in the, before you do the divide. Remember? Really easy mistake. Tons of people make it. Don't let it be you. You have to remember to hit equals in the numerator before you hit divide. Hit equals and then hit divide afterwards, right? So 75 minus 69.6, hit equals, then divide by 2.63. And if you do, I'm getting the answer. What I'm getting is 2.05323, 2.05323. And they want it rounded to 4 decimal places. So I put a line after the 4th decimal place. This 3 tells me to leave that 2 as it is. So 2.0532. Good there. That's the z-score for the man. That's what that is. That tells me he's 2 jumps above average. That's what that's telling me. 2.0532 jumps above average. Now I'm going to do the same calculation for the woman. So for the woman, her z-score is going to be her score. Now what's the woman's height? I'll do it over here. 5 feet times 12 inches per foot is 60 inches, right? Because she's 5'11". So I got to convert that 5 foot times 12 inches per foot, 60 inches, and then add 11. She's 71 inches tall. Tracking with me on that? The woman is 71 inches tall. I had to change to inches. So her score, the score for the woman, 71 inches minus her mean. What is her mean? The mean for the women, the average height for women is 64.2. That's the average height for women. Divided by the standard deviation for women, 2.51. So same thing. You got to remember to hit equals before you hit divide. And so when I do that on my calculator, well, I'm going to do it right now. 75 minus 64.2. It equals, let me make sure this is clear here, 0.2. And then hit equals, and then hit divide. Divide by 2.51 on the bottom. I'm getting 2.70916. 2.70916. Okay, now we're supposed to go to 4 decimal places. Put the line after the 4th decimal. This is a 6. It's going to tell me to round that up. 2.7092. 2.7092. All right. Are we good there? So we calculated both of their z-scores. Now we're in position to answer the final question here. Which one of those is actually taller compared to their gender, relative to their gender? That's a tall man and a tall woman. But is the man taller compared to other men, or is the woman taller compared to other women? Well, it's whichever z-score is higher, and it's the woman's. See that? The answer is the woman is taller. She's 2.7, meaning she's almost 3 jumps above average. What the z-score is, z-score is the number of jumps above average. Above for positive. If it's negative, it's below average. So the z-score is the number of jumps above average. So the woman is 2.7 jumps, meaning standard deviation jumps, above average. She's way above average. Whereas the man, he's only about 2, just barely above 2 jumps above average. So the woman is more above average compared to other women than the man is compared to other men. This is Z-score is the tool we use to compare variables in 2 different groups. So we were able to compare, and the woman is taller compared to other women than the man is compared to other men. So there we go.